Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, here are some clock sub-20 example solves that is around the beginner intermediate level. So, let's straight away get into it. I hope my clock doesn't fall down. Good. Alright, facing any of the two directions, just make sure all the pins are pointing to 12 o'clock at the top. So, follow along. So 5. I know this may not be how a proper scramble works, but so what? It'll still scramble the clock. Alright, here is the first scramble. So when you're in inspection, what you want to try to look for on both sides, which first cross is easier to make. I don't know if you can notice this, but this cross is legendary. So I'm going to show you a trick. If you have two adjacent clocks facing the same way, instead of having to match the middle pin to both of them separately, you can do them by using a trick on the same sides. So all you need to do is these two pins, the three pins surrounding it, like the pins surrounding it like this, they all have to be down. For this one, match this to both of these, and you can solve them both simultaneously. Also, I used to do this, and many people also do this. Once you've fixed your center pin to a piece or maybe some pieces, move it to 12 o'clock. I used to do this a lot, and I do not recommend doing that. It's a bit more inefficient. Now, same way, these two are adjacent, so we can match these three to this by just making sure the pins around this are down, this up, and matching these three to these two really easily, and then pushing up the pins. And so one thing that will be a good transition to the other side is while you're doing this, start turning to the other side for your next cross, and then instantly, without checking, just push up the two right pins to match this to this. Unless you have the trick I showed later, adjacent ones to the other side. But anyways, you can match this to that with a -5. Then this one, just push these two pins down, match to this. So those and that. Now, I use this trick called block building. So it is like not exactly what you think it is, but so once I'm on my second cross, on the last, I just need to match these four to whatever is left. I just try to make sure, I try to look away and see what pieces are solved. So for example, these two are matching. That means once we do this, push the pins up, and here, I know that this one is be solved. So I don't have to push this, I shouldn't just push this pin randomly to solve it from anywhere. And for the last few pins, we can push this down, match this to that. If you want to push it back and could do it back to 12 o'clock, that is okay, because if you do it without, or whatever it was at, moving it sometimes can give you a DNF by like one edge piece. That has happened to me a lot before. But anyways, we matched it to those two. Moving on to the next one. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see the bottom there. So now let's look for which side is better. So you can obviously 3 pieces are solved here. So these 2 pins are already up, or should I say these 2 pins are down. That means you can super easily match these to this with just a -3. Then just switch these pins to match these 4 to that, and like that. And so while we're doing the last one, obviously, just quick transition and push these 2 pins up, no matter what there is. So match that to that, then match these there, quickly match that to that. Also, I recommend, at least for your second cross, having an order. It can make look ahead and transitions much better, and you will have less pauses. For example, usually my order is matching this to this, then here, and up here. Now here for our block building is just what I call it. We see that this piece is solved, so we need to look out for other pieces. So this one we can solve, and make sure all pins are up, because if I was about to do that, that would mess up the cross at the back. And it's solved. Well, if you consider all 4 pins to be up or down one side, it is solved. It is not solved. I did not notice that. So we can solve that pretty easily, like that. So now I'm gonna do a random clock solve, because why not? Simply because why not? So all right, let's see. Turning fast is also pretty important. It actually helped me a lot. Also, hardware can be helpful too. Make sure you have at least like a magnetic clock. I mean the Shengshao magnetic clock, but if you can, go for the Qi clock. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe, like, and stop making my cubes disappear. This time it wasn't really even a cube. Anyways, bye and subscribe. Wait, what? Did my clock just reappear?